Hey everyone, what is going on? So we have more battles for you today in the Johto Cup, and these are actually battles I did on Twitch, on stream. So we're taking a look at my team Meganium with Raikou and Steelix. So as you can see, not the best IVs. I think these Pokemon were invested in before I really cared about IVs. I mean, I cared about them, but I didn't really focus on necessarily going after them like I do now. But either way, pretty solid team in my opinion. You could go with Ampharos if you don't have a Raikou, or if you don't want to invest in a Raikou. That's a really powerful option as well. But either way, let's go ahead and just dive right into these battles. Of course, they switched into Skarmory. Great matchup for the Raikou or the Ampharos should you go with it. I called the Sky Attack, and it was a Sky Attack, which didn't KO me. So I'm going to shield this to go for Switch, because I really want to win Switch. And then I'm going to be able to Volt Switch down. We do have a Shadow Ball and a Wild Charge ready to go. I actually immediately click on Shadow Ball. I did not know Azumarill was going to be coming in, of course. I didn't know they had Azumarill. So I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball. But unfortunately, they bring in their Azumarill. So nice play by the opponent there. So I'm just going to bring in my Meganium and immediately go for this Frenzy Plant just to get rid of the Azumarill. They do go ahead and shield it. That's totally fine. We're just going to, I think we let this go because we could take an Ice Beam. We do let it go. So we're going to be able to tank that. It does do a lot. They switch in Ampharos. So nice play there. I'm going to go ahead and shield this. So what I do here is I charge up for the Frenzy Plant and then switch into Steelix. So I have the Frenzy Plant in case I need it for the Azumarill. So now we have Steelix versus this Ampharos. And of course, it is dangerous if they have Focus Blast, but fortunately for us, they do not have Focus Blast. Well, they may have, but they didn't get it off. And they bring in Azumarill. Azumarill cannot store up back-to-back Ice Beams. So we had a Frenzy Plant. So even if they took out my Steelix, which they probably would have, we would have been able to KO it with Frenzy Plant. So great matchup. Meganium into Quagsire. You absolutely love to see it. And they go into, say, Skarmory. We're going to go into Raikou. So Raikou still takes a lot of damage from the flying attacks just because of how squishy it is. I do go for the bait here, even though it costs more energy, just in case expecting them to shield, or maybe if they shield, they don't shield, they actually don't get off an attack. So that is huge for us. Raikou has good energy ready to go. They bring in the Quagsire, which makes sense, of course. We're going to go ahead and go for that Shadow Ball. We certainly don't want to go for Wild Charge right now because it is resisted, so we'll just go for the Shadow Ball. They do shield it. That's fine. I wasn't sure if they would commit to the Farm Down. If they did, they would have to invest another shield. So they're not going to. They're just going to go for the Stone Edge. This is going to allow me to bring in the Meganium. Going to wait out the timer a little bit. We don't really have to wait out the timer. We'll bring in Meganium. They actually make a great catch onto their Umbreon right now. So they catch this Frenzy Plant. I'm totally fine with this. I'm going to go ahead right now and switch into Steelix. At this point, I knew the game was over because we still have a Meganium in the back. Of course, full health. It's possible that Quagsire has Sludge Bomb, but you know what? Sludge Bomb wouldn't even KO us, and it probably doesn't have Sludge Bomb. So this is totally fine. It does have energy, but it's still fine. We're going to go straight Earthquake right now. They do actually go ahead and shield it, but that's okay. We're just going to take this. We have two shields, guys. We don't really have to worry right now. Gonna go ahead and take that. Totally fine for me. I think I'm gonna have another video, another set I had with a double fire team that I went 5-0 in later today. I think I'm gonna get it uploaded later today, if not tomorrow. But it was a really, really strong set. They switched into Quagsire, which I anticipated, so I immediately clicked on my Meganium, expecting to maybe catch like a Stone Edge or something. But you know, they don't throw anything, and at this point they just gave up. You know, they're not lagging or anything. They just gave up because they knew the game was over. We have two shields, so we're actually going to be able to win that, and that's going to be a great game to my opponent. Very well played there. So let's go ahead and move into the next battle. I like this team because, like, if they lead Skarmory, which is a bad matchup for us, we have two answers to it in the back, right? So Magcargo, definitely a tough one for us. We do switch into Raikou. But the thing is, Steelix as well as Meganium really don't want to see Magcargo, right? But to be fair, I've learned, and Homeslice Henry told me that Meganium really doesn't have a terrible matchup against Magcargo. So maybe so we do try staying in that fight later on because we battle another Magcargo. So we'll try to play it out different ways. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Wild Charge right now. And at this point, I'm like, even if I win Switch, right? Even if I win Switch, which I could if I shield this, I could farm down one more Volt Switch. I'm like, do I really need to? Because both of my Pokemon do not want to see Magcargo. That was the problem I had, you know? So we're going to bring in the Meganium. I'm going to switch out now. And they actually have a Jump Pluff. And Jumpluff can eat up these crunches like it's nobody's business. Jumpluff is such a tanky Pokemon. It's so good for the Johto Cup, guys. If you have one with Acrobatics, which you probably do, it's totally worth the investment. I have a rank 1 that I'm going to use at some point during the Johto Cup. Great Pokemon. Really is, right? So, yeah, they're just doing a lot of damage to me. They're going to be going for Energy Ball. It charges up really fast. It's such a good Pokemon, it really is. That's actually going to KO me. I actually didn't KO. I get off Crunch. I could have shielded, but, like, I'm just concerned that Magcargo is just going to come in and destroy me, so I'm just going to back out. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. So well played to my opponent there, but it was really tough. So we're going to jump into the next one. So it's going to be my Meganium versus another Magcargo. So at this point, I'm like, I do decide to switch out in this game. So I'm going to switch into my Steelix this time, even though it's not a good matchup. I'm like, maybe we could do some damage. They bring in an Azu. Okay. So, kind of rough, but but it's not too, if they don't have Hydro Pump, it's okay. Ice Beam, kind of like neutral damage, but it's okay. We're doing a lot with Earthquake. They're going to go for an attack, and they actually do go for an Ice Beam. I'm going to take him, like, if it's a Hydro Pump, so be it. We'll farm down with Meganium, but it's not. So I'm actually going to be able to go for this Earthquake and get a shield. They do decide to shield. I think they could have lived it and farmed down, but they do decide to invest the shield. Maybe not. I think they would have lived that. But either way, it's fine. I understand that shield. So they do farm down. And at this point, I was like, okay, let's get a lot of energy with Meganium. Of course, I could have brought in Raikou and Volt Switch down as well. But I didn't want to reveal that I had Raikou quite yet. I'm going to go ahead and, go for the farm down. And I was like, okay, let me go ahead and double shield this Meganium if I have to, right? But I actually don't have to because I could farm down before they get to another one. They just got to it, but they fainted with that Ice Beam. So they bring in Magcargo, and this is actually good because of how much energy we have. So we're going to be able to go for a Frenzy Plant. If they called that would have been bad for us. But we're actually able to get to the Earthquake and KO this Magcargo. And that's why Meganium is not too bad against Magcargo. Frenzy Plant will do a lot. Earthquake will KO it. And now we have Raikou. We have a shield, and we have Raikou versus this Jumpluff. And we basically need 2 wild charges. I go for one prematurely. I should have charged up back-to-back. I need one more Volt Switch for another one. But we get that Volt Switch off. We're going to be able to shield this. Raikou, as far as I know, wins CMP against Jumpluff. But we overtap! Oh my gosh, at this point I was like, we definitely lose this. 100% game over. We don't have any play with Meganium. But we get to the Frenzy Plant. Meganium gets to the Frenzy Plant and wins this game. Oh my gosh, literally 1 HP in a dream, right? So we overtapped with that Raikou, but we're still able to overcome it and win that game. So good game to my opponent. Another Magcargo, 3 Magcargos in a row. So at this point is when I decide to just stay in. We tried switching into Raikou, we tried switching into Steelix, which worked because we won, but now we're just staying in. So my thought process was, okay, let's call the Rock Tomb. I'm expecting a Rock Tomb. I don't think they'll go straight Overheat. So they do Rock Tomb. So I'm going to go ahead and bait. And, kind of risky if they want to call it as well. But they actually do shield it. I think it is worth the bait because we get over for another Frenzy Plant. Unfortunately, we can't reach an Earthquake. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Frenzy Plant. And then we lag. We wouldn't have gotten to another move anyway. So we just go down. So now we're going to bring in Raikou. And I think I shield this. Yeah, I think I'm going to double shield Raikou. Now, I knew it was going to be a Rock Tomb. I could have taken it, but I decided to just double shield. Yeah, they're going to get to another attack. I'm going to go ahead and shield this one up. And this is going to be another Rock Tomb. We are going to get debuffed. So we do farm down. We have a lot of energy, and I'm going to switch into my Steelix right away. As you can see, Magcargo leads are definitely tough for this lead. Politoed is coming in. Okay, Politoed is coming in. Keep in mind, we have 2 wild charges saved up, right? Because we have a lot of energy. We farm down. Raikou with energy is scary. We just have to get rid of this final shield. So we're going to go ahead and take this attack. It's going to be a Weather Ball, of course. One more Weather Ball will KO us. I go for the Earthquake because I figure they want to save the shield for Raikou, right? Because they know we have 2 wild charges. So they don't want to shield that. So we beat the Politoed. And now they bring in Lantern, and Lantern is going for the farm down, but the thing is, we double resist that, right? We double resist Spark, so they're not going to be able to farm us down before we get to this Earthquake. They have to shield it, and then now they have no shields, and we're going to be able to go for 2 wild charges and win. So that is crazy. So we go for one right there. We go for another one, and we're going to be able to take out this Lantern and actually beat that. So out of the 3 Magcargos, we beat 2 of them. Out of the 3 Magcargo leads, we actually beat 2. So very incredible. Great games to all of my opponents. Well played. And I will see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a great day. Bye.